engage with you, they engage with you in some way. And that whatever it is that you're teaching or that you're saying hits them in a positive way. So a lot of people are looking to, and I call it impact, influence and impact. But really, we're just trying to create an experience for people that are like-minded and are potentially ideal clients. So does it have to do with visibility? Yeah, it absolutely does. They go hand in hand. So but being experienced doesn't necessarily matter. It's not a numbers game, it's a quality game. So those are kind of the three things. So visibility, and that tends to be a quantifiable. So we want to be visible, but it also we need people to watch us. So we're looking for a quantity on that. So visibility is quantifiable. So that's our being seen. Being heard is, it's a lot of it has to do with like our messaging hitting home, and really creating I like to call it a disrupt, right? Disrupting a pattern. So people will call it pattern interrupt. I just call it a disrupt. And I like calling it a disrupt instead of an interrupt because with an interrupt, you think about it this way, just like you can interrupt somebody's train of thought and they'll just continue doing what they're doing, right? But a disruption is more like a shake. It's more like I'm going to stop what I'm doing and I'm going to take this in. And because I took this in, I'm going to switch directions, or I'm going to do something different than what I was doing. So a pattern interrupt versus a pattern disrupt, to me, they have two different meanings just based on interrupt versus disrupt. So interrupt means that to me, you could stop them. You could, oh, that was a clever way of saying that. Okay, I'm going to continue doing what I was doing. Or you can disrupt and just like, huh, that one really hit home. It's like they knew what my pain point was or my challenge was. And then they just gave me a solution, which isn't what I was doing. So I'm going to go and do this instead. So that's why I like pattern disrupt. That's why I like disruption. Some people think it's like a bad thing. And yeah, disruption is used as a negative term all the time. So what I like to look at disrupt as is like disrupt gets to happen when things that aren't working need to be broken down and rebuilt. So when it comes to the online space, when it comes to your solution, I tend to say, what is it that you're doing that's different than everybody else? And the reason I ask that is because whatever it is that your solution is, in order for it to stand the test of marketing, it needs to be something that people don't have. They know they don't have it. They want it, or at least when they see it or hear about it, they want it and they know it's what's missing. That's what we want to do. That's what we really want to do in our marketing. So we want to be authentic about it. We don't want to just say we're doing something and then do what everybody else is doing. But that's what you want to do. That's how you want to be heard. You want to be heard in a way that just isn't an interrupt, because the loudest people out there can be interrupters. We want to disrupt. We want them get them to stop what they're doing and take an action that leads them towards their solution, the solution that they need. And hopefully you're going to be part of that solution. Not going to finger cross, because I don't like finger cross marketing. Like, I hope this works. No, we know it works. So those are kind of the three things when it comes to marketing. So visibility, which is wanting to be seen. We got to get out there and be seen. Wanting to be heard. So we're going to pattern disrupt in order for people to hear us amongst all the noise, right? And then, of course, we've got our last one. So that being said, what is it that you guys feel like you need the most help with at this moment? Right now. And you guys can leave me a comment. I have a pretty good idea based on the numbers and the questions that people are asking, what they're trying to do, what they want to do. I mean, really when it comes down to it, is that most people need clients. And it's not just that they need clients, they want aligned clients. They want people that they can absolutely help and that they enjoy helping, right? So there's a lot of different ways to do that in the online space. There's a ton of different ways to do that. You do need a combination of all the three things that I said. You do. You need a combination. So you may need to do some work, do some building on each of those categories. So which one comes first? Well, I think the one that comes first is the being heard. For me, it's always about being heard and pattern disrupt. So it's in that. Does that go back to messaging? Yeah, it does. It totally does go back to messaging. But what it does is it also goes back to you deciding who it is that you work best with, who it is that really every time you speak, it's like they think you're speaking to them. Like they get you, you get them. Those are ideal clients. Those are the ones that you can help. Those are the ones that you want to attract more in. So that's where it starts. So how do we know who our ideal clients are? And I've said this a couple times, but really, our ideal clients are people that we so enjoy working with. Like, really, working with them is such a pleasure, even when we're exhausted or we've put in a long, long week. Just getting on the phone with them and doing strategies or getting on Zoom just lights you up. It makes you excited again. It makes you not question what it is you're doing in the world. It makes you think, I'm right where I need to be. This is exactly where I need to be. So those are ideal clients. If you have those right now, congratulations. It's going to make your life a lot easier. Does that mean that all of your clients are ideal clients? It does not. It does not. Sometimes we have to test out. We have to test out. We have to have experiences. So don't beat yourself up. If you are sitting there looking at your client list and you're like, I'm 50-50, or like, I don't know what I did this year, but I am 20-80, like, and 20% is ideal. And the other 80% I attracted in just not quite what's working. Or it could be, I mean, hey, there are some of you guys that have amazing, amazing boundaries. You're intuitive, and you're at 100%. So that's amazing. Like, seriously, it's amazing. And then your problem becomes, how do I attract in more of these guys? I need more traffic. So we'll talk about that too on one of these points, guys. So starts from the beginning. Who is it that you want to work with? Now, because you may have some people that you love working with, you're already off to the right start, because then you can start writing down, what is it that you love working? Why do you love working with them? Like, what is it about them that just really helps you influence and impact in a bigger way? So some of the things I like to do is I like to write down what it is I love about my ideal clients. I've had so many amazing clients. I really don't feel like I've had a bad client. And I have a different perspective on it than everybody else. I know that. And it's a good perspective. It's one of those perspectives that is going to help you build. And if you're an agency owner, I highly recommend working on a perspective such as this. And that is, there is no bad clients, there is no bad people, there is no bad experiences. They're just experiences. Simply said, they're just experiences. They're just learning. It's just learning. It's just information. And then you choose, like, do I need more of that information? Do I need more of those experiences? Do I want more of those experiences? Do I want more of that information? And it's a yes or no. Yes, I love this experience. I want more of these experiences. I want more of these types of people in my circle. It could be you know what? I'm so glad that I had that experience, that I met this person. I think that this is one of those that I'm good. I don't think I need this one again. And I would actually be a little more a little more convicted, or have a little more conviction than just that, and just like, that was a great experience. I'm not going to put a label as to whether it was positive or negative, but I'm good. That one I don't want to have again. That one I'm not going to have again. Awesome. So we've shifted that. That's another disrupt right there, right? Because we could just keep bringing them in. So that's something to ask yourself. What experiences do I want to comment? Do I want to call more in on? What ones were just as they were an experience? Glad I know it. Good information. It always comes in handy. I'm good with those experiences. So that's a great perspective to have. And the reason I say to have that as an agency owner, and this is just from years and years and years, gosh, we're going on 14 years now as service-based and agency. The reason why I say that is because with an agency, it's an experience in itself. There's an expertise that comes with that, and agencies tend to have more customization. So with more customization comes different expectations and different avenues of working with clients. It does. And with that, there takes a lot of balance. It needs a lot of balance. So when you are building out an agency, it gets very easy to get burnout. Burnout, too many clients, not enough clients, too little paying clients, too higher paying clients, and just higher expectations than what was agreed upon. Scope, creep, all those amazing things. I mean, it's the same as a consultancy is very similar too. So I will say this is a lot like a consultancy as well. Um, so agencies and consultancies, I'd say it's very, very similar. So the reason why I say to have a perspective like that is that you really have to bring in information. You really have to try different people and see what works so that you know where you want to focus and who you want to focus on, especially if you're at the beginning phases. So nothing stinks worse than having an agency and bringing in the same client that just doesn't end up being a good client for you. That's how agencies die. So, I mean, everybody can use this is a perspective great for everybody. Um, I focus on agencies because I am an agency. I've had an agency for years. Um, and so I know how to build one. I know how to build seven-figure agencies, multiple seven-figure agencies. Oh my goodness. It's a great time to be an agency and a consultancy right now and a coach. So it's just a great time to be online. So that's kind of what I want to say about your perspective when it comes to aligning with those clients and bringing more of them in. And really, you absolutely can bring in more clients. You can bring in what a lot of my intuitive based clients say, soulmate clients. It just clicks, it just works, the energy's there. So you have to ask yourself, what is it that I love about working with this client? So I have a type of client that I love working with, and I have been so fortunate to bring in these clients. And the first thing is that they're action takers. They're quick start action takers, like very similar to me. As soon as I get it, it clicks for me, I run with it. And I run with it, but I also, and this is what I also love in my ideal clients are a lot like me, is that I know to stop when I need to ask more questions. When I need more information, I know to stop. So that's one of the things that I love about quick starts. Sometimes they can just go and then they don't stop for directions. I like the quick starts that will stop and like, I don't know if I was supposed to take that turn back there, but I'm going to stop and I'm going to ask for directions. So that's a very, very common mentality in my ideal clients is that they have that perspective. They're like, I get it, I got it, I'm running with it. And it makes it so much fun because we really step into a creative process. We step into a solution process. And that's the best piece is that there's a solution. There's always a solution. So ideal clients, quick starts, ask for directions, come from a very powerful growth mindset. So you can tell I know these guys. I know them as soon as they come in. I have awesome conversations with them. I know that we're going to figure it out and that we come to our calls and we come to our calls with as much information as we can possibly get and knowing that we need more information and then we go to a place of solution and then off and running. These types of clients tend to be stuck. So they tend to be stuck in their marketing and their strategy before they come in. A lot of times they're consultants and agency owners. And they just, as soon as we just dig in just a little bit, they've got it. And not only do they have it, but they turn around and take the plan and make it their own. And they create multiple six figures within months. So that's the other thing about ideal clients is that that just working through certain things or working on, they're going to get results. I'm not saying they have to be fast results. You guys may like the long play where it's results over time. And that's absolutely amazing. And that's very, very common in coaching. In fact, this is why everybody needs a coach, right? Is that you get results over time. And it's something that they're in it for the long term. So knowing who your ideal clients, knowing how they work, knowing what their biggest pain points are. Yeah, I'm going to say pain points because that's the thing is that most people buy, I think it's 80% of people will buy when they're in some kind of a dilemma, some kind of a pain. I more or less like to say challenge, and that's just because again, growth mindset is like it's just a challenge on, challenge accepted. I'm gonna take it on. And it's that willingness to take on a challenge. So whatever works best for you, I will say that is the majority of people and their buying personas is when they're in some kind of a pain or some kind of a challenge and they feel just stuck. So who are those people? What is it that you love about them? You really want to dig into that piece. And the next steps for you guys are to create an Excel, or even just a Word document. Keep it so simple. Heck, even pull out a pencil and your journal and just journal. Why do you love these? Why do you love these clients? What is it about these clients that just gets you excited? What is it about their personality? What is it about their perspective? What is it about how they show up? How they show up on calls? What is it about how they show up in the world? So ask yourself these questions. Ask yourself these questions and see, what is it that I love about these guys? Best thing is that once you start digging into what it is you love about these guys, you start seeing it in people that are right there in your circle. Excuse me, guys. Still have a little bit of that cold. So that's the beauty of writing all of this down is then you see, then you know that these are the things I love, and you'll start recognizing them in people that are in your circle, and you'll start recognizing little things that lead up to meeting those ideal clients. Or if you're in a Facebook group like this, for example, and somebody puts a post and it's like, oh my gosh, that person absolutely is one of my ideal clients. I so need to reach out to them. So we first have to acknowledge, and for some of us, and I'm me included, absolutely me, I need to know what I don't want in order to know what I do want. So I have to go through the experience of knowing what I don't want. Pretty simple, not always the easiest way, but hey, there's a reason why myself, I'm a rebel. And some of us don't. Some of us just know what we want. Some of us don't have to go through experiences to know what we want. So that is my advice for you guys today, is to discover or rediscover who those ideal clients are so you can move forward. So I hope that helps. I'm going to jump off before I start coughing again. And just drop me a line. Let me know, who is your ideal clients? Who are you looking for? They may be in this group. I may know